Big Ten tournament has started, which is kind of crazy because, it's a little early for the Big Ten tournament to start, but we already talked about the whole New York situation, right?
Right.
So they say that Purdue has the best chance of winning the Big Ten, 49% chance for the Big Ten to win the Big Ten conference or championship. Michigan State 34%. Ohio State's out.
Yeah, that might be the biggest shocker of the conference tournament so far. Penn State played them tough.
Yeah, they did.
The whole way.
They did.
And they led for most of the game, and when Ohio State came back, it was one of those classic Ohio State comebacks where somehow they find a way, and you're like, there's no way Penn State tops them. And just a beautiful play where the Ohio State defender, I don't know what he was doing, but he let a guy go right behind him, and they got a dunk to win the game.
Yeah.
You don't usually see that. You see like almost a Hail Mary three, but you don't see a wide open dunk to essentially win the game. And then Ohio State didn't even get a real shot off.
No.
And they had over 3 seconds, which is a lifetime.
Yeah. And what about the deal with what's the odds that Penn State would have beaten Ohio State 3 times this season?
Oh, man.
3 times. They beat them 3 times.
100 to 1, maybe.
Wouldn't that be unbelievable if those two schools played in football and Penn State beat Ohio State in football 3 times in the same year?
Yeah,
that would be like
unheard
Urban
of.
Meyer would probably collapse, right?
Or he would just end up coaching Penn State the next year.
Right.
He'd fake an illness and then.
Yeah. All right, let's go through some of the early scores here in the Big Ten Conference. Rutgers, right? They won a game. Won a couple of games, right?
Right.
Or did they win just one?
It might be just
the one. Rutgers 65, Minnesota. The Golden Gopher with Rick Pitino's son coaching them had a real tough year this year. So there will not be a Golden Gopher in the NCAA tournament.
That's just a shame.
Right. Illinois and Iowa. I know Iowa won that one. I don't think I have the full score here, but Iowa won that one.
87-70.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. And then we go to the second round action, right? We had Michigan 77, Iowa 71. That game went into overtime. So Iowa, put up a pretty good fight there. And then we had Wisconsin 54, Wisconsin 59, Maryland 54. Penn State 65, Northwestern 57. Northwestern struggled this year a little bit under Collins. Collins is good there.
And I'm looking at the records of most of these Big Ten teams, and most of them were just 500 teams.
Yeah.
15 and 17, something like that. So a lot of equality in that conference for the most part.
And I knew they won another game. Rutgers beat IU. And any day that IU loses to Rutgers in a basketball game is a bad day for IU.
Yeah,
I don't care if they put me and you out there with 3 Hoosier guys on the team. I mean, it's just a bad.
I've never seen a team look like they never wanted to play a game more than IU in this game.
Yeah, and that's scary, right, for a first-year coach?
Right. I think there's big hype. Archie coming in, and he's going to revitalize the program.
Yeah.
It's going to be like he came from Dayton, didn't he?
No, Archie Marquette.
I don't know.
Chad.
Maybe, Chad, where are you? Anyway, I mean, all that hype coming in with Archie, looking to turn IU around, and IU just didn't. And again, 16 and 15 on the year, 99 in the Big Ten. That's not going to do it. I mean, IU was at one point one of the biggest programs in the country, and now they're getting knocked out of the conference tournament by Rutgers. So
Right.
It kind of says it all.
My cousin Al is popping in from Italy. Wow. He's on vacation, I believe. I know he doesn't live out there, Al. Safe travels. I heard the weather was bad a little bit out there. I think he's skiing up on some mountain, right? Mom told me. So be safe. Tell everyone we said hello. And that's great. I love that. Italy is listening to us. Put us on a megaphone out there in Italy somewhere.
They'll love us.
Yeah. We're not talking soccer. I'm sure everybody in Italy is just dying to listen to college basketball, right? They wanted to know if Liberty won today, right?
Right, and Longwood.
Big
Longwood contingency.
Right, that's right. All right, let's keep it going here. Michigan State 63, Wisconsin 60, so Michigan State hangs in there.
And probably a much closer game than on paper it should have been. Michigan State 29-3 on the year, and Wisconsin 15-18.
Yeah,
so,
that
game probably shouldn't have been a 3-point game.
Archie was at Dayton.
He was at Dayton.
I got it wrong.
I thought he came.
I was told not to say I get things wrong on the air. I don't care. I get a lot of things right. Okay,
right.
So I can say it when I get someone. All right, so Purdue and Rutgers. Okay, so for me, this was a big game.
It was a big game
because I don't ever want to lose to Rutgers.
No, that sets Purdue back 10 years
Yeah,
at least.
you cannot lose to Rutgers,
I th-
especially in New York.
I thought Haas looked solid in this game.
Yeah.
Rutgers didn't have a single guy to guard him. I can't believe he didn't score 50 in this game.
Yeah.
Some of those low post plays.
That was what they needed to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Purdue go to a low post game in the conference, especially against some of these mid-major teams that might
Yeah.
not have a guy to guard.
Right. Purdue 82, Rutgers 75, outscored the Scarlet Knights by 10 in the second half. That helped. Penn State 69, Ohio State 68. And they were screaming. I was at Cooper's Hawk watching this, and people were screaming for Penn State.
Yeah, Ohio State is maybe my favorite team to hate, and I know I'm not alone in that.
Yeah.
My question to you is, so if Penn State doesn't win the tournament, the conference tournament, are they in?
Okay. I say yes.
I think so too. I think now they've leapfrogged Nebraska,
Yeah.
right?
And I don't want to keep hearing about how many Big 12 teams. Put Penn State in there.
I think, but
You know,
Penn
take
State probably.
take somebody out from the Big 12.
But are they probably replacing Nebraska? Because I think Nebraska's one of the first four out right now. Aren't they?
Yeah, so they'll come in, but they should have 5 teams then in Big 10. I think
Okay.
Penn State should be the 15.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we'd be looking at Michigan State, Ohio State,
Purdue,
Purdue,
Michigan, maybe,
maybe Michigan, and
Penn
then,
State.
okay.
So you know what, Nebraska? Here's the problem with Nebraska. I've watched too much Nebraska football in my life to ever think Nebraska could play basketball.
Right.
I mean, they almost have to be like 30-0 for me to say, hey, put them in the tournament.
Right.
You know,
And-
because it's like Nebraska basketball. Holy cow!
And they lost by 19 points to exit the conference tournament.
Yeah.
That's not.
No, that's not the way.
That's
you want
not the way you want to go out to.
Absolutely
If
not.
they lose on a buzzer beater, they lose by 2 to
Yeah.
Michigan, who's 26.
77 to 58, right, was the final in that. Yeah, Nebraska. And Nebraska traveling, like Chad said, all the way to New York.
Right. That's a
Yeah.
haul. I mean,
where are we? What's all these big sky? I don't want to.
Right.
Yeah, where are we here? Are we supposed to play basketball here? Wow, I thought this was a vacation. All right, so going to the Big Ten.